and Athletic Director Michael Ritchie. Welcome to George Rogers Clark High School and GRC Arena for our very first Clark County Public Schools Hall of Fame induction ceremony. We would also like to welcome our Clark County School Board, and they will be presenting the plaques to our recipients. The goal of the Clark County Public Schools Hall of Fame is to recognize individuals who have contributed to their profession and community while practicing character qualities such as perseverance, self-discipline, curiosity, honesty, responsibility, etc. Whether it's a prominent athlete, an academic innovator, or a trailblazer in their profession, these successful individuals serve as an example for current students and former graduates, as well as all of the Clark County community. Are you ready to meet them? Judge Julia Adams. Judge Julia Hilton Adams serves as a senior judge with the Kentucky Court of Justice, a 1971 graduate of George Rogers Clark High School and former student at Providence, Hannah McClure, Hickman, and Belmont schools in Clark County. Judge Adams has been a true trailblazer in her profession. She has served as circuit judge and district judge in Clark and Madison counties and is one of the first judges in the state to participate in the Kentucky Court of Justice Felony Mediation Program. Now our circuit has 4 women judges and a tradition of female leadership in the judiciary. She is one of the foremost leaders in the state on judicial education, and she has been a leader for the state's implementation of the Felony Mediation Program. Judge Adams has been recognized and honored with numerous awards, yet the fact that she has been able to serve as a judge in her hometown has been one of the greatest joys in her professional lifetime. Judge Adams loves Clark County and its citizens and has spent her professional life dedicated to making justice accessible to all and improving the quality of our judiciary through educational and mentorship efforts. Ladies and gentlemen, Hall of Famer, Judge Julia Adams. Jeremiah Bell is a 1996 graduate of George Rogers Clark High School, where he played football, basketball, and baseball. He went on to play college football and graduate from Eastern Kentucky University, where he won many awards, including the OVC Defensive Player of the Year. He was later named to the EKU All-Century team. Bell was drafted by the Miami Dolphins in the 6th round of the 2003 NFL Draft. During his professional career, he also played for the New York Jets and Arizona Cardinals. In 2009, Bell was selected to the NFL Pro Bowl after an outstanding season in which he recorded well over 100 tackles. Jeremiah retired from professional football in 2014. We are proud of Jeremiah Bell and his many accomplishments throughout his career. Ladies and gentlemen, representing Jeremiah and his family, give it up for Jeremiah Bell. Mr. Arthur Brooks. Arthur Brooks was a noteworthy athlete in Clark County. After starring in football, basketball, and baseball at Oliver High School, Brooks played his senior year at Winchester High. In his first year of integrated schools, he led the football and basketball teams to their first winning seasons in many years. Brooks attended Ohio University on a football scholarship and was named an All-American in 1960. He still ranks as the 8th leading rusher in Ohio University history and was inducted into the school's Hall of Fame. He went on to play professional football for the New York Titans of the American Football League. The Titans became the New York Jets when the leagues later merged. Arthur Lee Brooks died in Mission Viejo, California in 1988. We are proud of Mr. Brooks' legacy and his accomplishments. Representing him are his family members. Please give it up for Hall of Famer Arthur Brooks. Mr. Emmett Buzz Burnham. A 1969 graduate of GRC, Emmett Buzz Burnham traveled the short distance to the University of Kentucky to enroll in classes. He also received a full scholarship to play football at UK, was a co-founder of UK's first boxing team, and today is a proud UK alumni. Half a century later, Buzz is still contributing to the University of Kentucky and is a well-known fixture on campus. Mr. Burnham works in the Office of Enrollment Management as Director for Diversity of Undergraduate Student Recruitment at UK. He led the Come See Blue for Yourself campaign to get high school students on UK's campus, helping to open pathways and doors to higher education that may not have otherwise been available to students. Mr. Burnham has received many honors and awards during his professional career, such as Distinguished Service Award, Torch of Excellence Award, Martin Luther King Jr. Achievement Award, the YMCA Adult Achiever of the Year Award, and the LEAP Community Achiever of the Year Award. Burnham's contributions to athletics and academics are inspiring and motivating. Congratulations on this honor, and thank you for your service to higher education. Emmett Buzz Burnham. Robert D. Campbell. Robert Bob Campbell graduated from Clark County High School in 1954 and was a member of the 1952 Kentucky State Basketball Championship team. He began his Clark County teaching career at Central School, teaching 8th grade social studies and serving as basketball coach. In 1963, he became a history teacher at George Rogers Clark High School and started the first history museum in Clark County, located at GRC. He became the principal at Belmont Junior High School in 1964, serving for 4 years prior to becoming principal at George Rogers Clark High School in 1968. He was selected Clark County Assistant Superintendent in charge of buildings, grounds, and transportation in 1977. After many prestigious honors and serving in various leadership capacities, both in the school system and community, Bob retired in 1993 from the Clark County school system, but his passion for education has had a lasting impact. Even after his passing in 2014, his legacy and love of learning have lived on with the opening of Robert D. Campbell Junior High School in the fall of 2014. Additionally, his daughter Becky and son-in-law Joel taught and retired from Clark County Public Schools, and his granddaughters Allison and Caitlin continue to be educators in Clark County. His family represents him today, Mr. Robert D. Campbell. Don Danko. Coach Don Danko graduated from Bluefield, Virginia's Grant High School in 1963. He accepted a scholarship to play linebacker for the University of Kentucky. Coach Danko joined the GRC football staff in 1971 as an assistant coach and was a health and PE teacher and a driver's ed teacher. He became GRC's head football coach in 1974 and held that position for 24 years, which is unmatched longevity in any GRC sport. Coach Danko led the 91 football team to an undefeated 4A state title, which includes still being the only in-state team to defeat Louisville private school powers Trinity and St. Xavier in consecutive games. Also, he was the head coach of the GRC track and field team for many years. Thank you, Coach, for your years of service and dedication to the students and community of Clark County. Coach Don Danko. Miss Elaine Ferris. Dr. Elaine Ferris began her career as a teacher in Clark County, where she was also an assistant principal and principal. In Shelby County on June 22, 2004, she became the first black school superintendent in Kentucky. She led the district with distinction, and as a result of her success, in 2007, she was named Deputy Commissioner of the Kentucky Department of Education. In 2009, she returned to the district level as Superintendent of Clark County Schools. Following her retirement in 2013, Ferris served as an education policy advisor for the Kentucky House of Representatives. Her recent endeavors include CEO of 4.0 Education Consulting and Advocacy Services and Chair of the Kentucky State University Board of Trustees. Dr. Elaine Ferris received the Power of One Award from the Kentucky Association of School Administrators in 2019. Which honors an influential and inspirational role model whose willingness to effect important and meaningful change has made an impact on Kentucky schools, districts, and CASA. Dr. Ferris has certainly had a lasting impact in Clark County. Dr. Elaine Ferris. Larry Gay. Larry Gay is a 1969 graduate of GRC. He played basketball and led his team to the state tournament in 1968 and 1969. The 6'6" forward played collegiately at Florida State University for head coach Hugh Durham, a Kentucky native. Larry's 1972 Florida State team was NCAA national runner-up. Following his playing days, Larry was an assistant coach at Florida State from 1974 to 1978. He moved on to coach at the University of Georgia with Coach Durham from 1979 to 1989. Larry coached for 7 years at the University of Louisville and finished his coaching career with stints at Nebraska and Colorado. Larry's basketball legacy lives on as his son Twain played basketball at GRC and has coached in the Clark County system for many decades. Also, his grandchildren, Trinity and Montez, currently play at GRC. Larry couldn't be here today because he is at the University of Georgia being accepted into their Basketball Hall of Fame today. So double whammy for Larry Gay. Congratulations to Mr. Gay on his well-deserved honor and recognition.
He looks just like Wayne in that picture.
Matt Ginter. Matthew Shane Ginter was a three-sport athlete who graduated from GRC in 1996. Ginter was drafted out of high school by the New York Yankees, but chose to play Division I baseball in the SEC at Mississippi State University for the legendary coach Ron Pope. In 1998, he also played for the prestigious Team USA baseball in the Summer Olympics. After a successful collegiate career, Ginter was drafted by the Chicago White Sox in the first round as the 22nd overall pick of the Major League Baseball draft. He made his MLB debut in 2000 with the Chicago White Sox and played for 4 Major League Baseball clubs from 2000 to 2008. In addition to the White Sox, Ginter also pitched for the New York Mets, Detroit Tigers, and Cleveland Indians. After his professional baseball career, Ginter returned to Winchester and coached at GRC for several years. In 2017, as the head coach, he led GRC to a regional baseball championship and KHSAA state tournament appearance. Ginter is currently in Florida this weekend, supporting the GRC cheerleading team, as his daughter is a member, and he will be recognized at our Hall of Fame event. Congratulations to Coach Matt Ginter. Lisa Goodman. Lisa is remembered for her great contributions to the Lady Cardinals basketball team here in Clark County. She attended college at Eastern Kentucky University, where where she was a member of the women's basketball team and finished her career as the all-time leading scorer in EKU women's basketball history with 1,920 points. After graduating, she was a teacher and a high school girls basketball coach at George Rogers Clark High School. Her teams won several district and regional championships and was state runner-up twice. At the conclusion of her coaching career, she pursued her desire to be a principal. She was the principal at Jesse Clark Middle School in Lexington, Kentucky, and retired after 17 years at that building. Congratulations to Ms. Good, and thank you for your service to public education. E. J. Hooper. Ernest J. Hooper was a teacher and a sports coach for boys at Oliver High School in Winchester, Kentucky. Oliver, in operation from 1892 to 1956, was a segregated school for African American children. It became a 4-year high school in 1928. In his career, which was 1921 to 1923 at Oliver High, Coach Hooper won championships in boys basketball, football, and girls basketball. He was a graduate of Bradley Polytechnic Institute in Illinois. Hooper died in October 1983 in Cincinnati, Ohio. We are very proud of Coach Hooper, his accomplishments, his legacy, and his history here in Winchester and at Oliver High School. E. J. Hooper. Marty Joyce. Coach Marty Joyce is a Wilmington, Delaware native who graduated from Southsonian School in Wilmington in 1965. He accepted a scholarship to play on the defensive line for the University of Kentucky Wildcats. Coach Joyce coached football for 27 years at George Rogers Clark, beginning in the fall of 1971, with many of those years as associate head coach. He played an integral part in the 1991 4A state championship team. Also, he was an assistant coach for track and field and baseball while at GRC. Coach Joyce was a social studies teacher and special education teacher for his 27 years at GRC. Coach Joyce holds the remarkable distinction of having coached high school football for 50 consecutive years, as he was the head coach at Morgan County High School in 1970, and he was an assistant coach at Henry Clay High for 22 years, following his retirement from the Clark County school system. Coach Joyce had a positive impact on countless young people during that time period of 1970 through 2019. Please recognize Coach Marty Joyce. Sally Malley. Sally Malley was a girls basketball star for Clark County during the early 1980s and has helped to pave the way for young girls to find their place in youth sports. A top 5 all-time leading scorer in program history, Malley contributed and led her team to several big wins during her GRC girls basketball career, including the Laurel County Tip-Off Tournament, Mid-State Conference Tournament, and the LIT Championship against Louisville Manual in 1981. Malley was a legendary performer on the 1980-81 and 81-82 teams. The 1980-81 team, ranked first in the state for most of the year, had an outstanding season and posted an amazing record of 38 wins and 4 losses. This mark still stands as one of the best seasons in GRC basketball history. Malley continues to be a loyal supporter of Clark County basketball and inspires young athletes to follow their passions and soak in each memory. Thank you very much for your contribution, Sally. Miss Sally Malley. Wayne Martin. Wayne Martin served as Regional Vice President of Gray Television Incorporated and was the President and General Manager of WKYT since 1993. Prior to that, he was the station's Vice President and General Sales Manager. Under Martin's leadership, WKYT expanded to produce more than 42 hours of news programming each week. In addition to specialty programming, in 2011, he, along with the station, was honored with the Emmy for Station Excellence from the Ohio Valley chapter of the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences, making it the first time a Lexington television station was ever honored in this category. Before entering broadcasting, Martin had a successful career as a college and high school basketball coach. He served as head coach at Morehead State University, Pikeville University, and an assistant coach at Oral Roberts University in Tulsa, Oklahoma. During this time, his teams made NCAA, an active member of civic and community, and a leader in television. Wayne Martin's contributions have had long-lasting effects in Clark County and beyond. Mr. Wayne Martin. Letcher Norton. Letcher W. Norton started his coaching career at Trapp High School in 1935 after graduating from Kentucky Wesleyan College. From 1943 to 1946, Norton joined the United States Marine Corps to serve in World War II and was a drill instructor at Parris Island, South Carolina. He then went on to make coaching history after being hired at Clark County High School in 1946. He led the boys basketball team to a state championship in 1951 and the golf team to a state title in 1953. He was selected by coaches, officials, and sports writers as Kentucky's Coach of the Year 3 times in 1949, 1952, and 1958. Norton's 23-year basketball career coaching overall record was an impressive 603 wins and only 104 losses. In 1962, when Clark County High School became George Rogers Clark High School, Norton became the first principal of the new school. On December 22nd, 1981, the gymnasium at GRC was dedicated in his name, which is now Robert D. Campbell Junior High School and Letcher Norton Gymnasium. Mr. Norton passed away in 1992, but his successful legacy and impact on our students and community are still very evident today. Coach Letcher Norton. Linville Puckett. Linville Puckett was a basketball hero at Clark County High, leading legendary Letcher Norton's 1951 team to a state championship after scoring 47 points in a Sweet 16 tournament game, which was the 4th most points scored in a single tournament game. During his high school career, he was named an All-State player 3 times, holds multiple KHSAA Sweet 16 records, and played in 4 state tournaments. He was on the All-Tournament team in 1950, 1951, and 1952, and was named MVP for the state of Kentucky in 1951 and 1952. He was the last of 7 brothers who all played sports for Clark County. He went on to play for Coach Adolph Rupp at the University of Kentucky in 1953 and 1954. The 1954 team was the only undefeated team in UK history. He still holds the record for the longest shot of 53 feet 6 inches made at Memorial Coliseum. Mr. Puckett also played for 1 season at Kentucky Wesleyan College. Mr. Puckett retired from the Department of Transportation in 2003. We appreciate Mr. Puckett's contributions to Clark County. Mr. Linville Puckett. Joe Ellen Reed. Joe Ellen is the current was a 1971 graduate of George Rogers Clark High School and has represented her community in numerous capacities over the years. She began teaching in Clark County in 1975 and worked with primary students for over 20 years. Recently, she has served in leadership roles such as Director of Advocacy and Community Relations for Bluegrass Community and Technical College, President of the Clark County Retired Teachers Association, and Executive Committee Vice President for the Clark County Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors. Not only does she strive to serve the community through various membership and leadership positions, but her volunteer work in Clark County is admirable as she has supported work with Junior Miss, Hospice East, Junior Achievement, American Heart Association, Operation Happiness, and many more. Reed's loyalty to Clark County and Winchester and her heart for serving the community is an inspiration to all. Mayor Joellen Reed. Guy Strong. Guy Strong's sports contributions span over 7 decades and is made up of his many accomplishments as a player and coach. He served as head coach of George Rogers Clark High School's boys basketball team and led them to the Sweet 16 3 times in a 5-year period, including a trip to the Final Four in 1990. Prior to his time in Clark County, Strong was a star athlete for Irvin High School. He also played basketball for Coach Adolph Rupp at Kentucky and was on the Wildcats' 1951 NCAA championship team. After serving in the Army during the Korean War, he returned home and played basketball for Paul McBrayer at Eastern Kentucky and helped the Colonels win the 1955 OVC title. He coached Kentucky Wesleyan to its first NCAA College Division Basketball Championship in 1966 and EKU to the OVC title and an appearance in the NCAA tournament in 1972. He had an overall record of 541 wins and 355 losses in 34 years as a high school and college basketball coach. Strong is a member of the Kentucky Athletic Hall of Fame and the Doll Hairs KHSA Hall of Fame. Thank you, Coach Strong, for your loyalty and support of Clark County Athletics. Coach Guy Strong. Clark County Public Schools is committed to honoring and acknowledging success both in and out of the classroom. Thank you for our first inaugural class for laying the foundation of being the true epitome of greatness. Your contributions to Clark County Public Schools are appreciated and will have a lasting impact for years to come. Special thanks to Superintendent Dustin Howard and our Clark County Board of Education for making this Hall of Fame a reality and making this special day possible. If anyone is interested in being part of the selection process, the CCPS Hall of Fame Selection Committee will be expanding and accepting applications starting March 1st through March 31st. Nominations for the remainder of the inaugural class will open in June. One more time, before they leave the floor, please stand and recognize your inaugural 2023 Hall of Fame inductees.
I need to get paid extra.